Well, joining me on this edition of Rockposer Chats is a gentleman. Yeah, I'm going to admit it. I'm a fan of him and the band that he sings for. And that is a welcome return to Mr. Stevie Westwood, of course, Bad Touch.
What's up, Dan? How you doing?
I'm doing well. Well, you must be excited because, of course, this Friday is the release of the new album, Bittersweet Satisfaction, on Marshall Records. And I got to say, I mean, I reviewed it a week or two ago. I was looking forward to hearing it, I must admit. And I got to say, this production on this album is huge. It's
Oh, cheers, man. Oh, thanks very much. No, thanks for your kind words, man. No, yeah, it's it's all ramping up now. Like you say, the album's out on Friday. We're getting really, yeah, it's getting to that point now where the electricity is ramping up, and we can't wait. So thank you very much. Glad you dig it.
well, as I said in the review. I mean, I've seen you guys play on. Well, I don't know how many times now, numerous occasions. The last time was Made of Stone, obviously earlier in the year, which was a fantastic festival.
Yeah.
Hardest thing for you guys is duplicating that live sound because you are, I think, such a bigger band live, but to duplicate that on an album, there's always got to be a
Mm. Yeah, I mean, it's always been something that we've kind of struggled with in lots of ways. But like you've kindly said, this album to us as well as you, I'm glad to hear, seems to have gelled, and got that kind of electricity of us live. So yeah, big thanks to the whole team, Ollie and Adam at Marshall, and obviously Ramesh on the mixing. Couldn't have done it without them. So yeah, it's we're super chuffed with how the album sounds, and just glad that Touchwood, everyone who's listened to it so far has really dug it. So it's yeah, it's really cool place to be.
Did you always aim to self-produce the album? Because I guess that's always a tricky one because you're always going to be self-critical. I've heard it with some bands, almost self-critical to the point of almost crippling themselves.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of truth in what you just said there. This album has taken a long time to come about, and uh, I'm not going to say that none of that is due to us not being self-critical. That certainly is. That's certainly part of our makeup. That we're five people who all care a whole deal about what we're doing. It's our fifth studio album. We're not messing about. It's so yeah. There is an element of being self-critical, but it all comes from the best of places. We just want this to be. We've wanted this to be the biggest, best Bad Touch album that we could possibly make. So with regards to, was it always the initial plan? If putting the honesty hat on, probably not really, but we kind of we ran with it, and I say with the team around us, and that we're so super chuffed with how the end result has turned out.
Obviously, this is a second studio album with Marshall. Obviously, you're
Yeah.
with that relationship. They've seemed incredibly supportive of you guys.
Yeah, it's called the Marshall family, and it really is like that. We're very gracious, very thankful to be a part of it and to still have their support. Yeah, they're great guys. The whole team is lovely from top to bottom. Whether it's the big wigs or the people working on the floor, it is like a family. So yeah, we're big love to Marshall as well for still having us.
Well, obviously, having that name behind you obviously adds an awful lot of weight to the band.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's great as well. It's so super cool uh to sort of say, even in the most shallow of ways, just to say to someone, "Oh, you signed?" I go, "Yeah, we're signed to Marshall," and they go, "What, the amp company?" I go, "Yeah, yeah." It's nice that people know who you're talking about and stuff. I mean, so yeah, it is a really cool thing, and like you say, it does obviously it does help that people know what you're talking about. So yeah, we are very thankful.
So, when it came to writing the album, who was predominantly involved? Was it one or two of you, or did everyone have sort of as much involvement as they wanted?
Yeah, we've always been a team. We always have been. All the writing credits are split five ways evenly. That's how it goes. We all regardless of who writes. I mean, I write a lot of I write a lot of sort of whole songs and then present them to the band, and then they take it and make it 1,000 times a song that I could have done by myself. So that's why it's all split evenly, because we are, we are a team, and no matter, the amount of hard writing that goes in, we know that we couldn't do any of it without any of the members, so everyone's important and valued. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, it doesn't follow any hard set rules. I write as many bass lines as Rob writes drum intros. I mean, it's all like, why don't you do this, man? Or why don't you try this? It's all a big melting pot, which is a really healthy way to write, and it stops it from getting dull. And yeah, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Were you always aiming for the number of tracks you got on the album, or was it a case of, blimey, we've written like 30 songs, how the hell are we going to whittle this down to a number to fit on?
Yeah, that was about a year ago. I think we had about 28. I think we ended up writing about 28 songs, which we then took and sort of cannibalized and refined and condensed down into the 10 tracks that you hear on the album. So yeah, it's been a lot of thought and blood, sweat, and tears to sort of get to where we are now. And I say the album you've heard is by far the most thoughtful Bad Touch album that we've ever written. We've really have tried to write the best songs that we as 5 people can write.
When you're whittling those songs down from the 28, do you involve third parties, i.e. friends, partners, that come and go, look, what do you reckon? Do you reckon this flows with this? Or do you just purely as a band decision?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we're first to admit that we're usually the worst judges of a song, because we're so deeply involved in the writing and the whole background of it, that sometimes it's lovely just to have a fresh pair of ears or someone who's completely outside of musical writing to listen to it and go, nah, it's not, I'm not feeling that. And then I'll go, oh wait, that's my favorite bit. So sometimes sometimes it's too many cooks spoiling the broth, but other times those cooks are entirely necessary. So yeah, we got some friends and family involved, and obviously Marshall involved, and so and like you say, we eventually got there with the songs that you hear now.
I guess due to, obviously, as we've discussed, how big this album is in terms of sound and obviously the songs themselves, I guess really that is putting such how can I put it? Almost an awkwardness to when you then come to write the next album. You think, Christ, how on earth are we going to better this? Or do you think that's a healthy thing to have because it just is going to push you further and further?
Yeah, 100%. Well, the latter. I mean, if you're writing music already worrying that you're not going to be able to top it, then what you're doing? The whole point in being an artist, whether you are a music or any form of art, you're not worrying, you're just trying to be the best that you can be at that time, and you hope that in the future you'll be better or things will change, or you can't worry yourself into stagnation, because then what's the point?
This is the problem with being self-critical, isn't it? As I said, that crippling factor, it's always going to creep in at a little nagging doubt in the back of your head, I guess.
I mean, it's certainly there. It's not me being all blasé and chill about the whole thing and sort of complacent. We've hung on the breath of every review that's come in so far, because we don't know. We've been doing this for so long, this album, that we don't know how people are going to react to it. And thank whatever that so far everyone's been really positive about it. So it's one of those things. You got that fear and that doubt. And that is all part of being an artist, and if that's not there, then you really need to ask yourself, are you doing something that actually inspires you?
Absolutely. Of course, you must be all gaggy now to take this material out on the road and deliver it to the fans. I mean, the
Oh
sound
yeah,
live is going to be quite incredible. Thankfully, you guys are coming up to my neck of the woods next May for the fantastic Call of the Wild. I've got to get a plug in for that festival because I
yeah,
absolutely love
yeah,
it. It's one of my favourite festivals. It's got such a cool vibe about it. It really,
yeah.
that's going to be brilliant seeing you guys on the stage there.
No, we absolutely can't wait to play Call of the Wild. We've wanted to for a while. So, um, yeah, yeah. So yeah, we're coming up your way. Yeah, yeah. Like you said, we absolutely cannot wait to get these songs out there in front of people. Um, we were having a chat the other day about what songs do we want to play live, and because there's always ones you think, oh, how are we going to pull that off, or as ones that you think possibly you may not want to do live. But literally, we were like all of them, whole album. We play the whole album back to back. We're so excited to get every single one of them out there. That yeah, can't wait.
So, apart from, I guess, working on another album once all this the dust has settled, so to speak, on a
Yeah,
Bittersweet Satisfaction, what's your game plan for the band? What are you looking at future wise?
I mean that's always a hard question because
Which
we
is
are fairly
what
yeah, we always it's always a hard question because especially when you're this close to an album release, I'm hands in the air. We do have our blinkers on a little bit. It is very much all of our eggs are in this basket at the minute. With Bittersweet Satisfaction. Obviously, we've just announced the tour next February March,
yeah.
which we're looking forward to. And then this year has been far too quiet for us. Anyone who knows us knows that we love to be out there on the road playing as many shows as possible. So that I think 2024 is going to see us go back to that. We just want to be out there. We want to be on every bill. We want to be on so many bills that you get bored of seeing our name. You know what I mean? So that's the plan. Festivals, hopefully dip into Europe, do some bits in Europe. Should the planets align. So and yeah, just like I say, just get out there and show everyone that we're here and we're back and we're here to stay.
Well, it's got to be said. When I talk to my American friends about what's going on over here,
Yeah.
the number of festivals now in the UK. I mean, we are kind of spoilt. There just seems to be a new one popping up every 3 weeks, which I'm not complaining about by any stretch of imagination. But
No.
it's getting harder. I don't know. I think I've done 12 festivals this year. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
It's mental. Yeah. Oh, it's great. I mean, it's just a testament to how important live music is to people. You know what I mean? That people are taking it upon themselves to go through all that heartache and headache of putting a festival on. So
Oh,
it just shows how important it is to so many people. So yeah, we'll want to play all of them. We want to get out there and just do as many as possible.
well, of course, Bad Touch is included. And I said in the review, if I remember rightly, it's always hard me remembering what I actually wrote, but that when the first album came out, I feel that was almost at the start of this new wave of classic rock movement.
Yeah.
I think that was one of the catalysts. And I'm not saying
Yeah.
that sort of big you up or stroke an ego.
No, that's very kind.
When we go back to that time, I think that was that year or those first couple of years really when
Yeah.
it all started to kick off. And my God, who'd have thought it was going to explode the way it has?
No, it's great. It's so awesome that there's, because we have always done just, there's never been a sort of a huge game plan. This is what I was saying about being fairly short-sighted in that. We have always just written the songs and written the music that we want to write, inspired by the artists that we love. So uh to like you say, when to be at the forefront of that and then see so many other talented artists come forward and go, hey, we like this kind of shit too. So it's a real cool comfort thing. And yeah, we love the fact that there's so many great bands out there. It just, like you say, it just fills the heart with joy, and and just you just want to get out and see them all.
Well, as you know, the music business being as it is at the moment, and obviously with the everyone posting their Spotify results for the year, either
Yeah.
listen, and of course that kicks off that whole debate, which we weren't going to because we could be there all day over that one. What I've got to say, it's kind of satisfying, and it's just great to see that there are actually still new bands coming through, considering
Yeah.
the obstacles that are in in the way for them, because it's, they're not doing it financially. You're getting a band that are doing it. Yeah, it's the love of the music, and that's it. And that it really is why you start a band, why you get the music in the first place. It's almost like a business to it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%. Labor of love, it is that. Yeah, I mean, obviously, Spotify and the other streaming sites are not putting it all on Spotify. Have their evils and that, and there's things that, but they do some good as well. I always try and look at the good in things, and the fact that you can take a Bad Touch song and click your little dots next to it, and then you'll just go and you'll get a 2-hour playlist of new bands that sound in the same sort of genre but not exactly the same. I think is an amazing tool or an amazing inspiration finder, and
Indeed.
go, oh wait, I've found bands that I would never have found through actually looking, because I'm far too lazy. So you know what I mean. So yes, I do wish that streaming platforms paid the artists more, but there is some good in there deep down.
I think you're absolutely right regarding discovering artists. I mean,
yeah,
it always staggers me the amount I get sent through for music news or just for the review team or whatever it is. And I think of myself as being reasonably knowledgeable about what's going on there. And so I think, how the hell did I miss these guys? Where, what? And they've already released 2 albums? What the hell?
Yeah, exactly. That's it. Yeah, you think, what? How long? Yeah, exactly. Where have I been?
Well, Stevie, it's been a pleasure as always to chat to you. I also enjoy having a bit of a natter and a catch up.
Yeah.
Best of luck with the album. Not that I need to say that, because I think once everyone gets to hear it, they'll understand where I'm coming from regarding the sound of it, because it's by far your best album, and that's certainly not putting down what you've released.
I completely understand where you're coming from, and that's a really nice thing to say, Dan, especially from someone who actually knows what they're talking about. So thank you. So thank you very, very much.
Give my best to the rest of the guys, and I will catch you live. If not before, I'll certainly see you at Call of the Wild.
Yeah. Cheers, Dan. Nice to chat to you, mate.